put you back in this electrified water.
You know those moments you never forget? Well, it's even better when you capture them on camera. I spent 9 amazing intense days in Uganda and shot over 1,500 photos. But here are 7 unforgettable moments in Uganda shot on my Fuji X100F. So the first photo is this group of kids. I think some of them are siblings or they're just friends, but they were all together. This was on our way back from our safari. The kids were super photogenic, especially the girl in the red. She loved the camera, and everyone was quite curious to see the results here. Now, this is by far one of the craziest things I've ever witnessed, let alone captured on camera. I gotta warn you, this shit's pretty crazy. I was woken up early in the morning by Karita, who rushed me to get into the car so we could head to the safari staff village. Apparently, the staff found a dead hippo which was killed in a fight with another male hippo. Now, I learned that male hippos are super territorial and they fight to kill. When we got there were people everywhere, and it created quite a bit of entertainment and excitement for the residents, who, as I mentioned, were the staff for the surrounding safari camps. So eventually, the Ugandan Wildlife Authority showed up with a truck and a big-ass crane to literally airlift this dead hippo. So that's my big-ass flying hippo photo from Uganda. This leads me to the third moment, which was taken right after the hippo incident. I call this Baghdad. This is a photo of the huts that the staff workers live in, and the staff quarters is actually called Baghdad. Not exactly sure why or how they came up to that name. It was really humbling to see the simple conditions of their homes, but how they also built these simple huts into cozy homes and even having a small community. A lot of the staffs come from cities and villages so far away, so they're sacrificing a lot for these jobs that they're doing. One worker I got to know was John.
My name is John the Baptist Jakisa.
Karita told me so much about you already in Sweden.
Yeah.
Did you know that? She told me there's this guy amazing with the customers and can learn so many languages.
Yeah.
How do you find time to learn the languages?
If I come to you, I can say, Harry, which language do you speak? That I speak Swedish. So how do you say, if you want to say, how are you in Swedish? That, how are you in Swedish? Like say, Hurmandu. Then I call it a day, I just go and write it down. My dreams in 5 to 6 years,
Yeah.
I want to be as a director under my own company.
Next we have a photo of a Boda driver's motorcycle, and what caught my eye was this homemade phone holder thingy welded together from scrap metal. I love the idea of them recycling material and using what they already have compared to a so-called Western society where we often just go and buy brand new things without even thinking twice. Bodas were our main form of transportation during my time in Kampala to avoid all this traffic, as you can see in my other videos. Next, we have Idi Amin's infamous torture chambers. If you're unfamiliar, Idi Amin was a dictator who ruled Uganda in the 70s, who has quite a dark legacy.
Real bad man.
Alex and I visited the presidential palace, which also had these dark tunnels, which became to be known as the Idi Amin's torture chambers, where he apparently tortured people with different methods, including electrocuting them. Being in these chambers felt quite haunting, so I wanted to be careful about what kind of photos I wanted to take. I ended up taking these photos, which included my tour guide, who ended up sharing these haunting stories.
And in case they open these doors, I found you alive. Then this was another crime you've committed. You want to die. They could pick you in a lot of anger, put you back in this electrified water, torture you until when you could die. If you fail to them for electricity, then you could be shot with the blades.
On a more positive note, though, surrounding the torture chambers were actually residential homes. So you literally had these people chilling around and kids playing in the grass. That's when I came across these kids along with this woman, who were all in positive spirits, which is quite ironic to the dark history of the tunnels that I just experienced. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Lastly, we have a photo of Samuel,
What's your name?
who was an Uber slash Bolt driver in Kampala that we used a few times.
You have a very nice smile. Very good teeth.
The actual photo is nothing too special. It just reminds me of the kindness and the friendliness I experienced from the Ugandan people.
What would you like people to know about Uganda?
Uganda is a very nice place, very beautiful, very, very friendly, and you can almost get anything good that you want here.
I also talked to Samuel a lot about the daily struggles of the Ugandan people.
Is it expensive to raise children in Kampala?
It is, especially schools.
I really like to keep in contact with safe and trustworthy drivers and people and try to support them directly. So if you ever end up in Uganda and need a reliable driver, I'll share you his contact info.
Best driver we've had so far.
As a bonus, I wanted to share one last photo, which technically wasn't shot on my X100F, but instead with a Canon 6D. But this was a man playing a traditional instrument. We were on our way to a safari when we heard him playing this instrument early morning. Catchy melody and singing caught my ear so much that I actually decided to sample it, and this is what you're hearing right now. If you ever have the chance to visit Uganda, I would more than highly recommend it. But don't just go for the wildlife. There are amazing locals to get to know, who each have their own stories to share. And hell, couch surf if you dare. Thank you for the support. See you in the next one. Peace.
What's up, everybody? This is Alex. We are here at Kabaka's Palace in Kampala, Uganda, a very important historical site in Ugandan history. And I'm here with my friend Hardy, who is really struggling to eat his meal. We got some pilau rice, classic Swahili dish, beautiful East African food. Hardy has been shoveling this into his mouth the whole time and finally found the fork buried at the bottom of the... He was eating the entire thing with his hands, and then, you know, folding up the little lid, and then finally he got this fork. And you can look at his hands.
Nice.